Abby. My goodness, dog. Stop it. All right, I think we're moving. All right, good morning. It's a beautiful Friday morning in Durand, Michigan. Sully's going ape shit because we're going for a walk. My next door neighbor's border collie. He goes nuts. All right, so yesterday we had a little talk about our my business. See if you wanted to talk to me or get any information on your basement. Today, we're just out for a walk. I'm trying to figure out this gimbal. I'm not sure it's working. So I'm trying out new modes, seeing what's working. I can tell you right now, I am not used to this. And trying to take her for a walk and use this camera is difficult at best. All right, sit. Abby, sit. Sit. See how this goes. All right. Trying to figure out what the goal of this channel should be. Like I said, coming up on my 60th birthday, I know what my goals are. I know what I want to accomplish. But as far as the channel itself, how can I help people like you, like me? And what are your goals that you're trying to accomplish? And why would you watch what I do? I guess that's the real question. I don't know if this is interesting or not. This is really my journey, I guess. I don't expect to get thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people watching my videos. I'm doing this to stay accountable. Quite frankly, it's 42 degrees out right now. And I didn't want to come outside in the cold. This is too friggin' cold for me. But I was talking to my dad yesterday and telling him how every other day I'm working out with the weights in the total gym down in the basement. And the days in between, I try to either walk Abby or get on the treadmill. And I'm sitting at my desk thinking about how cold it is. And I said, damn it, grab the camera, get the dog, and let's go out for a walk. So here I am. I guess it's not interesting. Abby, slow down. I'm trying to use the same arm that I have the camera held with on her chain. That's not cooperating. I guess I did have a little bit of a milestone yesterday, or last night, or this morning, however you want to call it. Because I slept for almost 9 hours. Went to bed a little after 9 last night. Woke up this morning at almost 7. I never do that. I'm normally wide awake by 3, 4 every morning. I get really good sleep scores, except for it always tells me that I could have slept for another hour or so. 6.5 hours sleep is really a maximum for me. Now, I did wake up at 5 o'clock this morning, go to the bathroom, but I was able to go back to sleep. So I did. And I got a 98 sleep score on my watch. I think that might be my highest one ever. But again, just hours of sleep. So like I said, I'm a little sore today. Had a pretty good workout yesterday. And bumped up the weights a little bit. And I'm sore. So I didn't want to go out for a walk today. I really didn't. You had the cold, the sore. It's Friday. Oh, by the way, I got on the frickin' scale. I'm still stuck 235. And I know 2 weeks ago I posted a video about being stuck at 240. So yeah, it's good news. But I touched down to 233 last week. It shot right back up to 235. And now I'm sticking right at 235.2, 0.4, 0.5. I don't know, it's because I went up on my shot. I guess that was interesting for those of us that are GLP-1 users. Last Saturday I had my first 7.5 shot. And I gotta tell you, this week I've been hungrier than ever. I expected the exact opposite. I expected to have a hard time getting my protein numbers in, but I have been hungry. So much so that normally I'm not hungry in the morning, but this morning I was hungry. So I made 4 eggs and a little over a pound of bacon that I get from my pig that I had butchered this summer. And I cooked it all up and ate about half of it. So a half a pound of bacon, 2 eggs, slice of pepper jack cheese, got some low carb fajitas or wraps. So I had 2 of those. A lot less than I would have ate in the past, but pretty full now. But again, since I went ahead and ate, that was another motivation to get out here and walk, because I'm trying, if at all possible, to get out and walk within 10-20 minutes after I eat. Don't always do it, but I try. And so that's why we're out here right now. I mean, it is a beautiful sunny day, but fall has definitely arrived. 2 weeks ago it was 80 degrees. In fact, 2 weeks ago yesterday I was in a golf outing and I got sunburned really bad because it was 85 degrees and beautiful sunshine like today. So, and we'll do a half hour in the sauna today. Now, one of these buttons is supposed to be how I can turn this around. So again, not what it is. Yeah, I turned it off by mistake. Sorry about that. Trying to figure out how to switch the camera around. So you guys can see Abby. I've watched the instructions and I don't. She's not going to be happy, but it is what it is. I just can't remember. I guess it's a miracle that I can even get this stupid thing working. Part of the problem with being old. Well, getting old. I'm not used to all this technology. But we ain't giving up. Come on. Abby, come here. Sit. Sit. All right, let's go. She gets all tied up in darn leash. Oh. So some comments would be great. Oh, by the way, quick little aside, got my first YouTube copyright strike. Evidently the music that comes with my AI editor on this camera, DJI the hell is this gimbal? I posted a video, used the audio. I thought the audio was okay for YouTube, no copyright problems or anything. And I'll be darned if they didn't throw a copyright on it. which at this point in my channel, no big deal because I'm not even close to monetized yet. But someday we hope to be, right? So boy, I don't know how to work this damn thing. I put it way up here. I got the sun right in my eyes. Trying to keep it in the middle. That ain't working. Hey. Come on. No. Abby. Hey. Calm your ass down. Come here. Boy, dogs are going ape shit this morning. Everybody's dogs. Abby must be pretty popular. Well, I got about another week before my promise of an edited video. And I have no clue about editing at this point. None whatsoever. I guess I'm going to download Canva. Some people talk about CapCut. I don't want to spend any money on editing software. But I made a commitment to you guys a week ago that I was going to edit some of these damn videos. Do you ever just feel like God gave you so much RAM and you've used it up? And learning new things means that something that might be important gets pushed out and you can't use it anymore. Is that just me? Or does that seem reasonable? Because this editing, I don't know. Not a big fan of the idea. She's definitely getting dropped off. Ridiculous. I don't have the camera in my hand. She does just fine. I put this damn camera in my hand and she's not cooperating at all. My understanding of this gimbal is it's supposed to keep my face in the middle of this screen at all times. It ain't doing that. It's somewhat, but I'm still way at the top, not in the middle. Alright, let's drop her off. Turn on the song. And we'll go out for another lap round. Bought this 10 years ago. Hooked it to my roof. It's a 4-person sauna. With a Finlandia burner. It'll get up to about 180, 190 degrees. Takes about a half hour. Thought about keeping my pool open longer so I could do cold plunges, but we're not going to do that. All right, so we're back on the road. Like I said, I got a mile to go. That'll be 2 laps around the block. It'll be much easier without Abby. She's not going to be happy, but it is what it is. So again, back to the editing. Unfortunately, none of my children have aspirations to be YouTube stars. So I guess here's what I'm going to have to do. First hour after I wake up in the morning, whether it's 4 a.m., 3 a.m., or 7 a.m. like today, I'm going to watch a video about editing. I gotta decide on a software to use and then just do it. So far, I don't think it can be worse than what I've been doing, which is just putting these things up raw and unedited. Which, quite frankly, I watch all these videos and it's not very good. I guess the other thing is, should I start coming up with scripts or notes? I don't know. This is a learning process, just like everything in life. And I guess that's why I'm doing it. It's an old joke, but I've never been this age before, so I don't know how to act my age. I've never tried improving my health before, so I don't know how to improve my health. That's why I think YouTube is such a great resource that we didn't have, but just like anything in life, kids don't use it because we didn't use it, because we think we know better. Watching these creators on these videos talk about solve a problem for your younger self, there's a lot of truth to that. It might sound crass, it might sound mean, but I think if we could give every 25-year-old a heart attack, tell them based on what they do or don't do with their health, make them face their mortality, things might change. It did for me. Before that date in March of 22, well, the day before, I smoked 3 packs of cigarettes probably, drank about 6 or 8 beers, and anywhere from a quarter to a half a fifth of vodka. Woke up in the morning feeling like crap, like I always did. Every day I felt like crap. And jumped in my car and headed up to a sales meeting. Somewhere around 8:15 or 8:20, I passed out. Don't remember anything except waking up in my car in a creek, Birch Run Creek off of I-75. In case you didn't catch the story before, I had the cruise set at 75, and all of a sudden there was a guy banging on my window asking if I needed help and if I minded if he cut the airbag strap. That's how I woke up. He helped me out of the car. It was a spring day, kind of like today. Mid-40s. Smoked my last 2 cigarettes, waiting for the cops to show up. I wasn't going to get in the ambulance when they showed up. I was going to go to my doctor. I'd already called my wife, told her what happened, asked her to send my grandson in her car. He was 22 at the time, up to pick me up. The cops and the paramedics and the guy that pulled me out of the car had watched the whole thing, told me that I was in the center lane on a 4-lane highway And all of a sudden I started drifting to the left. I bounced off the median, started going off to the right, barely missed the embankment, guardrail, and went down into the ditch. How I didn't hit any other cars at 8:30 in the morning on a Friday is beyond me. But I didn't. But I wasn't going to the hospital because I didn't have insurance. And I wasn't going to deal with that massive bill. Paramedics and the cops implored with me to allow them to take me. They said they believed I had a heart attack because I just passed out, loss of oxygen to the brain. But I'm a child of the 70s and I remember Fred Sanford, and I didn't have any heart pains. So I didn't think it was a heart attack. But when my grandson showed up, he was upset. He's like, "Papa, you gotta go to the hospital." And the young paramedic said, "Mr. Doyle, don't you have full coverage on your car, on your insurance?" And I said, "Well, of course I do." And he said, "Well, your insurance should cover the ambulance, and because it's an accident." So I had Cameron call my insurance agent to make sure that that was true, and it was. And I agreed to go to the hospital. Good thing I did. Turns out, all those years of not paying attention to my health had caused two of my three main arteries to completely clog. So bad so that the blood found an alternate way to get through. And my main artery, the Widowmaker artery, as they call it, had a 98% blockage. I was in bad shape. I was 55 years old. It was a month before my 56th birthday. And as the surgeon said, 2 days later in the hospital, as they were preparing to do my operation for my stent, he said, "Mr. Doyle, I'm not sure why I'm talking to you right now, but since I am, I'm gonna fix you." How's that for a wake-up call? The reason I shared that story is, what if we could give these kids that wake-up call at 15, 20, 25 years old? I mean, those of you like me, 235 right now, but 5 months ago, I was 255. First of the year, I was 265. When I had my heart attack, I wonder if I can call the hospital and get the actual records. I think I was 288 pounds when they measured me in the hospital. But I've got pictures from 10 years ago where I was well over 300. We'll get into that part of the story later, but I had type 2 diabetes at the heart attack. I was still drinking, still smoking. All I did was take metformin, which, quite frankly, and I'm not trying to be too graphic or gross, but metformin, I mean, people talk about constipation and diarrhea on these GLP-1 medications. Take metformin. Take 500 or 1,000 milligrams or 750 milligrams of metformin once or twice a day and see if you don't just shit your absolute brains out. Sorry about that. I have no side effects anywhere near what metformin did to me. But back to my story. If we could save them from ever getting into this situation, man. Now, I've got somebody that I love very, very much that is younger, frustrated, and I think scared. And this person, I don't know how to approach the subject. This is somebody I'd definitely like to jump into that time machine and give them an experience like I went through at 55. But if I could do it while they're 25, that'd be great. because I don't want them to go through what I went through for 30 or 40 years, and the pain and the frustration and the self-doubt that eventually led me to drink too much, smoke too much. But yeah, if I could save this person all that heartache, that'd be great. But how do you approach them? If they're already emotionally tender, and I don't want to cause any more pain, but I want to get it across. I don't know. I'm sure our parents, our loved ones that were a generation older than us, they felt the same way. I could see the desperation in my father's face at times when he would just look at me and shake his head. My mother, on the other hand, she didn't just shake her head. She's not shy about saying what's on her mind. Neither's Dad, but I don't know. Heck, I'm not even sure. I might cut this out of this video. But the discussions need to be had. And I guess going back to what I started this whole thing with, maybe that's why I'm doing this. Maybe that's why I'm journaling my quest for health and trying to keep myself accountable. Who knows? Maybe long after I'm gone, my kids, my grandkids, their kids may be able to go back on this channel and look it up on YouTube and say, hey, Papa made some videos back in 2025 and 2026 and 2027. Man, I wish I would have seen those and understood those back then. Who knows where technology will be? Hell, what if 30 years ago some young kid jumps on whatever the future version of YouTube is and says, let's look at the lamest videos from 2025. Let's look at the dumbest, stupidest videos from 30 years ago. And he lands on me and this. And he watches it. And he says, holy Mickey, could that be me? I don't know. What do you think? No, we're going to be at about 2 miles here in a minute. That's why I'm here. There's an old Conway Twitty song I used to love to sing during karaoke. I don't think I ever had the balls to do it in front of my father. It's called That's My Job. If you get a chance, check it out. Good song. Great message. Hey, that's about it for October, I think, 24th, 2025. I'm going to sign off. At some point this weekend, I'm going to edit together these 3 videos of my walk, and I'll be able to complete my promise about an edited video. And who knows, touch someone either now or in the future. Thanks for joining me on my quest, Brian's Silver Health Quest. I'll see you later.